Happy Sunday once again, beautiful people in my phone. Welcome to Car Conversations, where we talk all things faith, freedom, football, etc. This is part two. And I want to begin part two by saying I pray that everybody had a wonderful, restful, joyful holiday with their loved ones. And I know it may have been difficult for some, being without family members, friends. Maybe this holiday looked a little bit different for you. So I'm praying that you were able to receive some comfort and some peace during the holidays and get loved on by maybe other people or new people. But I just want to say I'm very grateful for the time that I had to spend on break. I got to spend on break and with the people that I love dearly. Up until just a few minutes ago. Like we have been going nonstop. So just very grateful for the break and this last little stretch before we get to Christmas. Educators, we can do it. We're going to make it. We're going to make it. So let me wrap up the rivalry week. I think the last thing I was mentioning had to do with the SEC championship game and all of the conference championship games that are being played now this weekend, and what's on the line, what's at stake, who's going to get in. The winners will get in. But what happens with the losers? What happened with the losers of the conference championship games, particularly in like the SEC, let's say Texas wins and beats Georgia. Is Georgia not going to get in? Would a 2-loss Georgia team not get in? Georgia will probably be in. Clemson. If SMU beats Clemson, what happens with Clemson? If Clemson beats SMU, what happens with SMU? At what point does strength of schedule come into play? Because I'm thinking about us. Yes, I'm thinking about Alabama because we're on the outside looking in. I'm thinking about a 9-3 SEC team like Ole Miss, like Alabama. And who's the third one? South Carolina. Lenore Sellers. Like, I didn't even get to talk about that game. But I knew that South Carolina was going to beat Clemson. Even when it didn't look like they were going to beat Clemson, I knew Lenore Sellers was going to find a way to win that game because that's who he is. He's a winner. He's a winner. And South Carolina is playing some of the best ball they could be playing at the right time. Will South Carolina get in? We beat them head to head. Head to head is supposed to matter, especially when it comes to a tiebreaker as far as the decision of who gets to go in. But I love that kid, Lenore Sellers at South Carolina. Excuse me, that young man there is a baller. And I sat there watching that game, that play, and I knew it. I knew he was going to keep the ball. I was like, they are absolutely insane if they don't let Lenore Sellers keep this ball and get that ball into the end zone. And sure enough, he did. He pulled it. He ran. He has the sight of a running back while being a quarterback. And he made a cut, and he's shifty. He's fast. Man, he got into that end zone, and I was like, I told y'all. That was a fantastic game. Shout out to all my Gamecocks. My Gamecock people that I hold near and dear to my heart in South Carolina. You know who you are. Shout out to y'all for that. What happens to the 9-3 SEC teams? This is going to be interesting. I expect nothing less than all of the chaos that we've had the last couple of weeks. I expect nothing less for this conference championship week. I'm glad we do get to rest, and sit back and watch it. Okay. Well, we'd rather have played in an SEC championship game. That's a huge accomplishment to be an SEC champion. Absolutely. It would have been great. But I'm glad we're able to sit back and rest and get healed up for that. Who's going to win that rematch between Georgia and Texas? I don't think Georgia's going to beat Sark twice. I don't. I just don't think Sark's going to allow that to happen. And we've watched Georgia struggle, for example, against, like they did against Georgia Tech. But Georgia Tech is a trending up team. But I don't think Texas defense looked scary good last night. Texas defense looks scary good. Yes, it was Texas A&M in which they were playing, but they looked very good. Another team that looked impressive, it was against USC. Nonetheless, Notre Dame looks tight. Notre Dame looks all right. Now, I don't know who they've played, but they looked all right. They looked sharp. They looked crisp. They looked disciplined. And they were getting after every single thing, every ball. Those 2 punt returns that they had, were they punt returns or picks? They were 100-yard. It was the defense scored on 2 100-yard or 99-yard runs in that game. And their defense looked real crisp, real sharp. And defense wins championships. I like that. I like the way Notre Dame looked. So there's still a lot of football left to be played as far as, I know they always say that. I don't know why I just said that, but I know they always say that. But as far as what happens in the championship game, the rankings this Tuesday will allow us to see what the committee is planning on doing. The fact that we were right on the outside, 13, looking in, I think the committee has us in a position to make it in. But again, they're going to look at Carolina's win. They're going to look at South Carolina's win yesterday. And we do have the head-to-head. But they're going to look at that, and they're definitely going to factor that in. There's a lot of things to be factored in. What happens with Miami? What happens with a 10-2 Miami that's now no longer going to the ACC championship game? Miami's in? Okay. Remember, it's about this, too. Don't ever forget it's about this. So when we complain and we don't understand why certain teams with certain records did not get in, strength of schedule matters. Because I believe a 10-2 team who didn't have any ranked wins, I don't care. I don't care that we had three losses. We have the most ranked wins. We So if we lost to some, we lost. We got our tails beat. Hands down, we did. But who have you beat? Who have you beaten? That's the bigger question. Who have you beaten? How have you beaten them? Because you want to see the best play the best. That's the whole point of the 12-team playoff, to see the best play the best. So who's going to show up against the best? They don't want what happened to TCU years ago happen again. They don't want that. I still say go back to the BCS. I still say the computer-generated models are doing it way better than the committee could ever do it. And you could just still have a 12-team playoff, but let the computer decide. That's what I say. Anyway, that's all I got for y'all. Got to get ready for this work week. Listen, I pray you have an amazing week. I pray that you are well rested. Their heart is in a good place, that you're grateful for every person in your life and every opportunity that you have had to experience. And let me share this real quick. I'm not going to go into great detail about it. I just had some amazing moments tonight in particular. And I'll say this, you never know who's watching you. You never know who's watching you and what they are taking in. And though it may seem in your mind, in your eyes, that they may not be getting it, never underestimate your impact that you can have on someone else's life. The level of inspiration that you can provide for someone who needs it. Never underestimate that. I was completely blessed by hearing some testimonies today, and I just, I'm grateful. I'm grateful to God. I'm grateful to God for the opportunity to continue to spread light, to continue to spread love, his love. And it's only through him. Let's be clear. It's only through him. So my prayer for you is that you continue to be encouraged to spread the joy within you, to spread your light. Let your light so shine, because somebody needs it. And even if it doesn't seem like they're receiving it, trust me, you're having an impact. You're making a difference. Yeah, you're making a difference. So don't stop. Don't stop. So y'all, on that note, stay winning. I'm watching Sunday Night Football. My team's not playing tonight because my team won on Thanksgiving. And it's pure snow, but may your team win as long as they're not playing mine. No, y'all stay winning and y'all stay free. Love y'all.